for fast would be June, July 2014, but it tends to slip a little bit, so it probably won't be until September, October 2014 with PHP 5.6. We don't have that many features that we're sure will be in it yet. We're still discussing. One of them that will be in is operator overloading. So internal operator overloading for stuff that's internal to the core PHP. We have some classes. We have EC math and GMP, which are arbitrary precision math things. So if you have a huge number that won't fit in a 64-bit float, so you need to multiply 10 trillion by 15 trillion. It just doesn't fit in a normal computer variable, basically. So you have to do it as strings. And there are libraries that work on huge numbers, arbitrary precision numbers, as strings. And you can do that today via BC Math and GMP, but you have to do something like BC multiply and then pass it to strings, which isn't very handy. This just means that you can now do string plus string, basically. And the plus operator will realize that, hey, this is a BC math string, and we'll just do the right thing. Another feature of variadic functions, got a little bit. You scroll to yeah. So variadic functions just means that instead of doing function getArg, so if you have a variable number of arguments to a function, you can use ... and then all the extra parameters of this query function ends up in an array called params in this case. Whether it be 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter, right? So it's an automatic syntax for sticking stuff in. Python uses star to do this. ... is the ECMAScript or JavaScript notation for doing this. So we went with that. It's a little bit more familiar to people who have web experience. And that's PHP tries to cater to folks in the web world, and our syntax tends to reflect that. Name parameters we're playing with as well. Haven't quite figured out the syntax. Probably the top two options there. The problem with the very first one is that keywords are a problem. So if you have a parameter named array, and you do array, then suddenly you're going to have a clash on that keyword. You put quotes around it, it's a little uglier, but that gets around any sort of keyword collisions. Or we can do other things, so some other options that people have suggested. We're still working out what the syntax is going to be for name parameters. And there's a whole list of other features as well that we're discussing for PHP 5.6. So that's where we are on 5.6. It's still really, really early.